Hello, everyone. I keep getting questions about, my build and whatnot, and I guess I can show you what I'm working with right now. The reason I don't really show my build that much is because I'm constantly working on it and always like trying to rework it, see what I could do better. And this is the current build I have in mind. I'm level 433. I maxed out my attack power. I put my stamina at 100, and now I'm putting the rest of my points in health, just for that little bit of survivability. My current weapon, of course, is the inverted Naraka. I put Armor Piercer on it, Fatal Strike, Defense up, and Critical up. Now, the thing with Critical up is it ignores the percentage of the enemy's sturdiness. What does that mean? Fuck you, I don't know. And for a lot of things, when it comes to trophies, I kind of like to switch this around because Pierced by Arrows has to be one of the strongest things for Lingering Force because Lingering Force is a combo score focused character. So having a trophy that literally doubles your combo score at full health is always good. I'm still trying to figure out the use of Warmonger's Vainglory. I don't know, I just haven't been able to utilize that. And of course, I don't have spectral blades because the developers thought you did not need to have certain materials in the game to create it. And it's funny because they have like a patch note somewhere where they added it, but then literally forgot to add the material for it as well. So that's funny. So while I literally cannot craft spectral blades right now, I'm working with Valkyrie Lance, actually, for the cooldown reduction. And the cooldown reduction is actually very important once you see my skill build. And speaking of skill build, we're going to go into that right now. My active skills that I'm working on is Rain Matrix. Now, the interesting thing with Rain Matrix, what you really have to look out for is how Immolator works. This skill only really works if you're doing this at maximum health, but not just maximum health. You have to be at 100% attack speed to get the most out of it. And that's the God honest truth. Because how this works is, let's see, where was it? They had it. It was a, oh wait, damn, I'm stupid. I should have pushed the original Rain Matrix. But how this works is the skill will make you intangible for the duration of its animation. So you probably want the animation to be slow as hell, right? But guess what else? The amount of times you attack is tied to the animation as well. So if the animation finishes in half the time, you're only going to get half the attacks out of it, making something like Immolator suddenly nerfed to oblivion. That's why when I do Bossman Revengeance, I always start with Immolator, because that is when I am at 100% attack speed, and I literally do not have to worry about anything else. So that's really the bread and butter of this entire build. And then what I have for downs is when there's nothing happening, I will start with Spiral Divergence, which will give me Barrier, always good for sustain. I will transition into 1000 Chaos, and damage is increased by 1% per combo score. That's always going to be broken. And Vinocrum's Shift. Now, the thing with Vinocrum's Shift is when the enemy is impaled, that using this node, you will deal 5% of Lingering Force's attack every second for 10 seconds. Now, what most people don't realize is attack in this game is scaled off of the final damage you offer. So if the combo score is giving you like, I don't know, like 8,000 damage, this is going to do, like, I want to say 4,000. But even then, I'm really underselling how much damage 5% every second is. That's a lot. Like, you're going to see with some runs I do that's going to be ticking off bars at a time, just the ticks alone. And what I have on the side is an unupgraded Spear Lancer. We really just want this to get the bubble off, because when we get the bubble off, we slow the enemy down just long enough to pull off a Panic Rain Matrix. So this is my combo customization right here. Spear Lancer by itself, Rain Matrix by itself. And the reason for that is the last thing you want is your bread and butter skills to have extra long cooldowns. Because, like, this is a 7-second cooldown if I leave it by itself. But if I start adding, like, other things on top of it, see, like, this collectively is around around 9 seconds. So if I use any combination of this, I'll have more than 15 seconds of downtime on my bread and butter move. The same with a Spear Lancer. So I put my neutral right here. And the reason I'm only using this, the reason I have to have Venocrum Shift part of it, is because that entire chain completes how much CC I have as long as I go with the CP increase as a gem. So I have the CP increase gem, so every time I do that third combo string, I will have full CP and be able to use Lightning Surge again. I have armor penetration, because, like, ignoring 25% of anyone's defense is always going to be great. And I have the persistent gem, because obviously 20% of 1,000 is going to be more than anything this game can offer. So, with these gems in mind, I'm actually going to focus on this armor penetration here, just so we have an idea of how much damage or how much defense we're ignoring when we use Lingering Force. For the sake of, you know, numbers, I'm going to switch to Pierced by Arrows. Well, I'm not going to switch to it, but I'm going to show you that one of Pierced by Arrows' biggest things is it deals 15% more damage, but offers 15% more armor penetration. So that's 15 armor penetration. On top of the armor penetration gem, that's already 40%. We're already ignoring half of their defense. But then we go to Inverted Naraka, which also has armor penetration on it. So that's at least 55% of defense ignored. The worst part? We're not done. Now we're going to go to the core skills, and Trident Berserker, by default, is going to have 20% armor penetration as long as I'm triggering Trident Berserker. So, we will have a total of 75% armor penetration just from playing the game, basically. And I always thought it was going to be 55%, but as I tapped more into Trident Berserker, you know, there's basically no defense I can't shred through. But while we're here on Trident Berserker, we're going to go ahead and look at the nodes I chose for it. 2 additional combo score. I mean, it's more damage. The reason I'm going for more combo score and not additional cry points is because that's what the gem is for. I use the gem to give myself more cry points, so I can focus this on giving me additional combo score. Because with the current combo I have with 1,000 Chaos, Spiral Divergence, and a Venocrum Shift, I will already have 100 CP. And moving over here, I'm using Overclock because this is going to nuke everything. This will nuke literally anyone, especially if you do it in the beginning. This procs at least like 20 times. If you do Immolator just right on the Rain Matrix. What I'm currently upgrading right now is not Spear Breaker, although Spear Breaker was a lot of fun to use. it's not going to do anything for me at endgame when I'm getting one shot. It's just not. But in case it does ever happen, I will have stamina infinitely if I get touched. And Lightning Surge, I'm currently working on this, giving it a quick strike so we can always have that stamina refresh. That is always awesome. And we're currently upgrading it. I am prioritizing the heal because the more health we have, the stronger Immolator is going to be on the Rain Matrix. So when I get enough points, I'm going to upgrade this first, then move into this. Because let's be honest, do you really notice Lightning Surge's damage? And what I think I'm going to specialize in is probably reprogramming. Just to give me even more armor penetration, because that's what water is capable of, which is really bizarre. You know, having all types, that's going to be really good. So I can't wait for that. I'm currently grinding for that. And then from there, I'm probably going to upgrade either 1000 Chaos so we could get that Quantum Accelerator running, or I'm going to start going into Spear Lancer. Though it's not going to do me much good to max it out, we really just want to get maximum duration on it. Just so we have enough time to get our combos off and whatnot. Because honestly, in the game's current state, its specialization node is literally not available. And the reason I'm not using Enigmatic Force is because that node also is not available. So that's my current build. That's everything I got going on right now. You know, that much attack power, yada yada. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna run an easy BMR just to demonstrate how strong this is. This should be nice and easy. This is not the same build that scored me 26 seconds on a kill. But this build did get me a 28-second run earlier in the day. I was fiddling with it earlier. It got me up to 20 seconds. I'll see if I can recreate that. Yeah, so we got something going on here. Unfortunately, we had to block in the middle of that. Yeah, unfortunately, this isn't looking like a good run. That's alright. We'll improvise. That's what we do. And then get the half health. Did you see how much damage Immolator did just now? Now, that was a scuffed run, but you get the idea. Did you see how much damage that did? If I didn't have to parry so quickly, that would have been a 30-second run. But because I choked, you know, and we'll run it back just so you can see again how much damage Immolator did. Now, there's nothing I can do about this beginning phase where he's just sitting there taking no damage. There's nothing I can do about that. Also, if he damages me, that probably hurts my chances of getting a... That probably hurts my chances of maxing out Immolator. But it still did a crap ton of damage, as you can see. There we go. And we got about a 30-second run off of that. Now, the reason I changed it up is so, like, there are certain enemies that are not going to be a boss man's revenge. And that's what you really have to take into consideration. Not every enemy is just going to stand there and take it. And that's exactly why, I went into Spear Lancer and incorporated that into my build. So they have no choice but to stand still, at least for 3 seconds for now. So yeah, that's my build. That's what I got going on. As far as how to acquire all this stuff, let me know if I need to make a separate video on how to get all of that. You know, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching, I suppose, because I really don't know what the hell else to do from here.